Hey, how's it going? This is gonna be a little different than a lot of what I do. I'm actually currently streaming this on Twitch, but I'm not really looking at chat or anything because I just wanted to talk a little bit. And so I'm putting this up. This is, as I'm recording this, it's just past 3 years of my channel existing. And I had sat down for a moment to start recording a video acknowledging that. But at a certain moment, it started feeling not right, because it was just sort of me looking at my subscriber count and talking for a little bit. And then, as I rambled and got a little bit deeper into it, I realized I wanted to do it in here. Because Outer Wilds, I think, represents something in my life, in a way, as silly as that sounds. Like, how do I want to word things? Hang on, I just realized the stranger was in view there. By the way, if you've never seen Outer Wilds, fucking leave right now. Actually, I don't know. I'll try and avoid. Don't bother leaving. I don't think I'm gonna spoil anything. Yeah. But this video is like this is like my 3-year anniversary video, really, is what this is. I earlier today recorded the weekly news update for the next week, and I lightly acknowledged that I let the 3-year anniversary pass by without really acknowledging it, because just a lot's been going on in my life, and I didn't realize until too late that I had missed acknowledging the date. And so this is me acknowledging that, and also saying thank you so fucking much to all the people who consume my content in any way, who interact with my content in any way, to the people who comment on the YouTube videos and join the Twitch streams and listen to or talk in the chats, who join the Discord and talk with me there, who send me messages on Tumblr, who do any of that. In the scrapped 3-year acknowledgement recording that I sat down to do separate, like, and not stream like I'm doing right now, I talked a whole lot about my channel analytics and the viewers I was getting and this and that and the other thing. But like that like I said, that felt almost like disingenuous of a thing for me to do. And so like I want to talk a little bit about like why this channel was made. But before that, I have to talk about something separate from the channel, something way further back. I guess the inception of... God, I was gonna say the inception of the emotional thing that led to me making this channel. Yeah, I guess, yeah. There's a lot that went into me ultimately choosing to make this channel, and that goes into me still making videos for it. And like... when I have Asperger's. It's a now dissolved medical term for an autism-adjacent disability. I say now dissolved because it's just high-functioning autism now in the medical field. And like, what it boils down to is that I'm a medically diagnosed weirdo. It's that I struggle to interact with people in a lot of ways. Eye contact is a very hard and uncomfortable thing for me, for one. It's hard for me to talk with people because I can't really read moods very well. I don't, like, if people aren't telling me how they feel, I often misinterpret it. I take things a little too literally sometimes, or at face value, and I struggle to like understand what people mean in certain situations, and like things that make other people uncomfortable just don't for me, you know? So I will often say things that are weird or gross, not thinking anything of it. Oops. And like, growing up, that led to me struggling to make friends, and something that also didn't help was that my parents didn't like my neighbors, so like, I wasn't really allowed to go out and play with the neighbors' kids much. And so, growing up, I was a very isolated kid. My closest friend was my brother, who I'm now very glad to live with, because he's really still my closest friend. But I feel like saying that is almost cheaty, because of course he's my favorite he's my best friend, he's my brother. And like, because I was a very isolated kid, I was also a very lonely kid. And for a large chunk of my life, I just sort of watched cartoons and played things with my brother. And when I was in my very early pre-pubescent days, I got my first internet connective things. And with those, I was able to start watching YouTube, and YouTube was really the first, I'd say, significant outside connection I had in my life. Like, I started watching people play games that I couldn't play, and all of a sudden my view of the world was very broadened. And I started to get a lot of comfort and companionship from those YouTube channels, which I know is a very, as they would say, parasocial relationship situation. But it brought me a lot of comfort, especially YouTubers like Chugga Conroy was one who meant a lot to me, and who I enjoyed the content of very much. But you know, and that I feel like defined a lot of my life as a kid. And you know, a big part of my autism is hyperfixation. I find something that gets my attention and I become absorbed by it. When I was really young, it was things like The Legend of Zelda, and I'm trying to World of Goo was a game that really absorbed me for a long time, and my Wii in general, my Nintendo Wii. And oh, the Quantum Moon scared the piss out of me there. Hey, Quantum Moon. Oh. Oh, God. Come on, come on. Don't fly into the sun. Don't fly into the sun. Woohoo! But yeah, words. Like, I hyperfixate on things a lot. and I've hyperfixated on a lot of different things throughout my life. Zelda, BioShock, Dishonored, Fallout, all are things that, like, I obsessed with for some chunk of my life. And then as I started to enter high school, you know, when I was really little, me and my brother unintentionally played tabletop role-playing games with each other, in that we would make up our own rules using dice or other things to randomize events and play little Imagine games. And it was really just us making proto D&D. So when I found out about D&D as I was getting into high school, I became very interested in, you know, doing D&D. And I joined a D&D group, and that became, one, a powerful creative outlet for me, and two, a new thing to fixate on. And I became really close with my high school friends, because outside of one friend and like 2 acquaintances I had in middle school, my friends in high school were some of the first, like, friends I had. And then towards the end of high school, whoops. You're fine, you don't... Hang on. Stupid. Towards the end of my high school life, there was a big falling out within my friend group. And that falling out led to, a lot of the friend group falling apart, and a lot of people who I hung out with not hanging out with me anymore. And then after that, when I started to get into, after that, when I graduated, a lot of my friends went off to college or moved to other towns and stuff. And I kind of fell into a little bit of a depression, because I was still living with my parents, I didn't have any college plans, I didn't have a job yet, I was doing nothing. And a thing I had found that, or that was mentioned, or that I learned about, that was like something that could help with depression, was to start, like, find a task to do daily. And what I started to do was, I started making Pokemon Fusion artwork. And sorry, my story's going off the rails because I'm having to run around and fix things in this, and it's distracting me a little bit because I wanted that stupid alarm to stop. Land. What's the next thing that's broken? Is it the central hull? This is supposed to be something calm for me to be doing while I'm talking. Now it's distracting me significantly. I apologize. There we go. Oh, thank God, it's gone. Yeah, it was I started doing my Pokemon Fusion artwork as, like, a thing to keep me preoccupied. And so, as a daily thing, I would upload videos, I would upload images to Tumblr of Pokemon Fusion artwork. And I feel like I started to get pretty good at it after a while. I did a lot of them. And then, yeah, and I did this for a while. Like, I made a lot of them. And, yeah, it still exists out there, the Tumblr, if you want to go check it out. It's full of horrible misspellings, because I was trying to hammer these out daily, so I did not pay super close attention to the dex entries on the ones that I gave dex entries to. And they were just abysmal. But that sort of, like, was my main outlet for my emotional stuff for a long time. And then I met my friend, who is in the Gas Network, as Atomic Squid, because we both worked at a grocery store together. And he introduced me to Discord, because I mentioned how I had wanted to be doing tabletop again. He said he could get some friends of his together, and we could do something. And I had actually, since high school, been developing my own tabletop system that I wanted to play test, and he was more than willing to get some people together who could do that. And so I got together with some of my friends, one of them actually being Doodlezar, another member of the Gas Network now. And we started doing tabletop, and that's really when I started making friends again, was the people on that Discord server. And I after a while, we got to talking about how fun it might be to do a YouTube channel together, playing Gary's Mod and Minecraft and other stupid stuff, and just having fun with it. And so that's what we started. You know, I got really, really excited at the prospect of that, because, as I mentioned before, YouTube was a really meaningful thing in my life. And so we started talking about it, and we started kind of trying to work at it. And we arranged gameplay sessions, and we all started recording, and then and I made a YouTube channel called Gas Network for us to put our stuff on. And then we all started playing games together, and I was literally the only one recording in the gameplay sessions. We played several things in big sessions, and then after the fact I found out no one else was recording because everyone else assumed everyone else was recording, and that, you know, we didn't need everybody's point of view. Just 2 or 3 people's would be enough. That mixed with a number of other things led to the realization of, yeah, we're probably not going to be doing a YouTube channel together. Like, another element was my partner at the time was like, yeah, I can edit the videos. And then I gave them the first video, and they were not done editing it for like 3 or 4 months. And in that time, I was able to edit like a dozen videos. So, yeah, that kind of put a damper on the mood. And there was probably that led to a solid year of me not doing anything uploaded to YouTube. But I still really liked the idea, and it kept simmering in me, and I did still have those videos I was editing, and eventually I was just like, screw it. I'll do YouTube myself. And so I made the Ollyric channel, and I made as my first thing that I just hopped in Discord call with my friends, put out a notification that I was recording a video to go on YouTube, and I began looking at a bunch of my old Pokemon Fusion artwork. And that was the first video on the channel. And I picked that because I already had kind of a small following on my Tumblr account, so I was like, maybe some of it can carry over. I don't think much of it did. I don't think anybody who was a follower of the Fusiumon Tumblr... If you were a follower of the Fusiumon Tumblr before my YouTube, shout out in the comments. Like I want to hear your story about that. Oh god, we're getting very close to the sun. Oh my god. Autopilot. That was terrifying. Whoa. Ooh. But yeah, just words, sorry. That's when I started doing the Ollyric YouTube channel, 3 years ago. And I mentioned that I've had a lot of, I've had a lot of hyperfixations, and in a lot of ways, this channel is one of those. And when I started doing the channel, I hit it with the same rule I had hit the Tumblr account with, which had been abandoned for a while at that point, by the way. But I went at it with that same rule, the rule of, oh, what the hell? Oh, that's weird. But yeah, the rule... Words. I once said it with that same rule, the rule of at least 1 video a day. It didn't matter what the video was, what content I was making, I would do 1 video a day. And I also was like, if I'm gonna be recording, let's do this whole Twitch thing as well. You know, widen my net, maybe get more followers. That resulted in me recording super long streams and then just uploading the raw VODs to YouTube. That's really what the YouTube channel started as, was a Twitch VOD channel. And like this channel, sorry, I'm not really, I don't have a script or anything, I'm just sort of rambling with this. But this YouTube channel has really become the most fulfilling hyperfixation I've ever had. Because, like, this channel, when I was really young and didn't have a lot of friends, didn't have any friends, where my brother was my only friend, I was a lonely kid. And sitting down and watching YouTube when I was home alone, especially during the time when my brother had moved out when I was really young, and I didn't have any friends, it brought me comfort, and it made me happy, and it brightened my days. And a thing that I sat in my head from the get-go when I did the YouTube channel is, if one of my videos can make one kid's day better, just for one day, make them happy, it would be worth it. And now I'm 3 years in of, I want to say daily uploads, but I did have a depression period during the first year where I lapsed and wasn't uploading anything. But I'm 3 years in of making this content, and I have 300 followers on YouTube, and I have 157 followers on Twitch. And I get a couple hundred views a day and loads of likes, and almost every day I come home and there's at least one YouTube comment that I can respond to. And it means a lot. Like, I'm just very glad to have all you as followers and to be able to brighten some people's days. Thanks for 3 years. And here's hoping we'll go for another 30, maybe more. Hope to see y'all in the next video. Ta-ta.